Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. Going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's video. Day 10 will take us to the 7th of July. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the GFS and GFS Ensembles. Might run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that will get us towards the latter stages of July. I'll get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that first, the video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. And we've also released the EC30 day look ahead as well, by the way, for the UK and Precip too. So please check out those two vids if you would like to see that. Like, share, subscribe on videos, all of that good stuff. Thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. I'm going to say thank you so much to Lee Stevens, did the live stream last night, and Lee super chatted to me. So thank you so much to the amazing, lovely Lee Stevens. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm so sorry that I forgot to give you a final shout out at the end of the live stream. I'm a little bit rusty at the moment with what I've got to do, you know, on when I wrap up the live streams. So I really have got to, you know, get it into my mind, you know. But at the end of the live show, I've got to say thank you so much for your kindness and generosity to Lee Stevens, etc, etc, etc. I'm so sorry, my friend, but you've had your shout out now anyway, and thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you to all of you for your kindness, generosity, absolutely incredible, as ever, as always. Thank you so much for the way that you support me, and also GavsWeatherVids. Hope you're having a lovely Tuesday, everybody. Right, okay, let's start off then with setting temperature. CT is currently sitting at 17.1, which is 3 degrees, a nice round 3 degrees above 61 nighttime average. That's provisional to yesterday, to the 26th of June. Is that going to hold there? What do you think? Could that hold at 17? Or will it drop down into the upper 16s? Remember, 16.9 is the key number. That's what we've got to beat from 1976. That did always used to be 17.0, but it got corrected downwards last year by the Met. So could we do it? Could we beat 16.9 and have like the warmest June in modern records anyway? There are Junes going back into the mists of time, most notably 1846, that were even hotter than Miss June. But for the modern June, it is 76 to beat. So could we beat it? It's going to be exciting, very, very exciting finish. We shall see how that comes out. We'll find out on Saturday morning, hopefully, if we've done it or not. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles the next couple of weeks. Looking at Northampton today, the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Northampton. Starting off, we are warmer than average at the moment. It's associated with an area of low pressure that brings some warmth in from the Atlantic, but it will hold the temperature up, particularly so at night, less so during the day. And then temperature on a slide really as we go through the first week of July. It looks like those temperatures will be close to, or maybe ever so slightly below average, to be honest, especially in this period just here, which is like the 1st to the 6th or 7th. Beyond that, we might be seeing a bit of a hint of a recovery in the upper air temperatures, though, late on into the second week of July. Of course, that's a very long way out, though, and it is in its generation, therefore, it's unreliable precipitation-wise. So, a little bit more dry weather to come for Northampton over the next couple of days, but it looks like my veg is going to get, it's finally going to get some water, you know, some rain. Later on this week, some relatively useful precipitation spikes are showing up there, and again, through the first week of July, it looks like there could be some more wet weather to come. So hopefully, I put my brassicas out yesterday. Hopefully, they'll be getting the water. We're getting some rain here at the towers. We do need it. Temperature anomalies on the 27th of June to the 5th of July, coming out a little bit below average, actually. Not particularly big deviation. We're close to normal. And precipitation anomalies, 27th of June, 5th of July. Bit wet average in the far north, northwest Scotland, otherwise average to drier than normal, particularly so for Ireland, England, and Wales. Latest with a map from urbannullschool.net shows that the winds are coming in off the Atlantic today. Relatively southerly source in the Atlantic, though, kind of like from the Azores, that sort of area, so that's the reason that it is quite humid. Okay, let's go through chart data then. This is how the latest UK Met Euro roads looking for midnight on Friday. So low pressure in the North Atlantic heading our way into the weekend. Looks rather westerly. Northwest winds continue developing further showers, particularly to northern and western parts of the country, a little bit less so down in the south. And that's how we finish up as we get to the 4th of July. As far as we go with the UK Met, more low pressure in the north, that ridge of high pressure just beginning to retreat a little bit away to the west and to the southwest. That might send some of the rain even down into more southern parts of the country by the end of the weekend, beginning of next week. Icon, again, with low pressure to north of Scotland on Friday, more low pressure pushing through over the weekend, keeping the wind in from west and from the northwest with further showers and or longer spells of rain. Quite a big area of low pressure sits over the top of the country there as we get through Tuesday, 4th of July. Icon looking more unsettled than the UK Met. UK Met looks like that for the 4th of July. Icon looks like that, definitely deeper with that area of low pressure. That will bring wet weather even down into the south, I think, by the beginning of next week. Also going to be quite cool as well, with winds pulling into like a northwesterly direction. The GFS midnight run, again, with that low pressure around Iceland to the north of Scotland on Friday. That low pressure sinks in from the Atlantic through the weekend and into the early part of next week as well, with further showers, if not longer spells of rain, pushing through on the GFS midnight run. Eventually, though, as you get towards day 9 and 10, new trend, we start to bring up some warmth from the south. Looks a little bit volatile, I have to say, but by the 7th of July, it looks like some warmer, maybe hotter air starting to push up from the south. The extended, the GFS midnight run looks like that. Again, trying to bring some heat up from the south as we go into the second week of July. All looks rather flimsy though, and low pressure is never far away, so it's probably suggesting heavy showers, maybe some thunderstorms kicking off. Upper air temperatures look very hot over France, so we aren't that far away from some real heat in the second week of July. That's how the midnight run finishes. Kind of in between. We're not really under high pressure or low pressure there, but again, we do see quite a lot of heat just to our south, so I think that's something that we're going to keep an eye on as we go further on into July. The GFS 6Z again has the low pressure north of Scotland, bringing in those showery sort of west-northwest winds on Friday as we come to the end of June into weekend. It's rather unsettled as this area of low pressure sinks in, and that's with us into the beginning of next week as well. Will bring showers, if not longer spells of rain as well, and cooler temperatures coming in from the northwest too. Low pressure sitting in the North Sea as we get through to the middle of next week with further showers, if not some longer spells of rain as well. Up to day 10, just starting to raise the heights a little bit from the Azores down to our south and southwest. It's not very long at all when we start trying to push some proper heat northwards yet again. Plus 15 Celsius isotherm getting into southern England there by Saturday the 8th of July. Another hot weekend coming up then, if that's right, for the second weekend of July. Although again, looks a bit volatile, low pressures out to west, probably bringing a front across the country into that heat, triggering thunderstorms and whatnot. There's the upper air temperatures for Sunday the 9th. Again, you see quite hot in the southeastern corner, but with low pressure just out to our west, probably triggering heavy showers and or thunderstorms. That's how it looks as we get to the end of the GFS 6Z run. Again, high pressure just out to our west, brings something a little bit cooler down from the north. Upper air temperatures look very hot over on the continent, plus 15 Celsius isotherm. Northern France, plus 20 Celsius isotherm into central parts of France. Plus 25 Celsius isotherm is entrenched through much of Spain. So we need to keep an eye on it. Let's go through July. The heat is there. If we get wind into the south, who knows what could happen. I'm not going to say any more than that because there's been lots in the papers and, you know, lots of news stories about 40 degrees of that in July. There's no sign of that at this point. You know, I'm going to emphasise that there's no sign of 40 degrees at the moment, but we do need to keep an eye on what's happening with that heat over France, I think. If you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. GM, again, looking rather showery with those northwesterly winds on Friday into the weekend. Showers with low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. So we'll bring showers, maybe long spells of rain too. Quite cool temperatures as well whereas the wind is from a west-northwesterly, and those unsettled conditions stay with us throughout most of next week, actually. So, again, the heat's not that far away by Friday 7th, though, by next weekend, or the following weekend, I suppose, the second weekend of July. Let's say that. So, we're not that far away from the heat over the continent, but up to day 10, the GM is also keeping us largely largely on the unsettled and cooler side. And then the ECM, again, with winds in from the northwest through the weekend, that will bring showers or longer spells of rain with this quite deep area of low pressure as well. Those cool showery conditions stay with us up to day 10, which is Friday the 7th of July. Not as much heat over on the continent. At that point, you'll see the heat is really restricted down into North Africa and the central bowl of the Med. So the ECM has the continent cooler up to day 10 compared to a lot of the other model output. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from showery.com. So further showery bursts coming and going. Some quite wet weather possible in the southeast corner on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So for those of you down in the part southeast, I'm not sure I'll get much from this. I may do though. But I think generally a little bit further southeast about. But for those of you in the part southeast, if you're waiting for rain Thursday morning, watch this space. That gets out of the way through Thursday afternoon, and then we're into those westerlies for Friday and into the weekend. They're bringing showers and or longer spells of rain with them, and that carries on into the weekend and even into the beginning of next week as well, with further showers or long spells of rain never all that far away. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 7th of July. 30 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure blocking around Greenland, low pressure through the north and west of Europe, that brings showers and or long spells of rain. 12 again with some high pressure towards Greenland and low pressure through the north and west of Europe, that looks unsettled too. And then 9 low pressure just out to our west, high pressure again around Greenland, that's also looking unsettled. So up to day 10, which of course is 7th of July, the ECM ensembles keeping things rather unsettled and on the cooler side. In 2 weeks time, this is the option that we've got. This gets us to the 12th of July, 51 out of 51 members of the ECM ensembles, all of them with a mid-Atlantic ridge going towards Greenland and some sort of trough across the north and the west of Europe. The heights are rising, but they aren't yet high, you see what I mean? So it's not a deep area of low pressure that we have at day 14, but heights are beginning to pick up a little bit. And we do see some higher pressure actually over France, which of course will contain hot air, and that will be no doubt trying to push northwards as well. CFS V2 finally, so these are 500 millibar height, and let's break down into a week periods. The first week period takes from 27th of June to the 3rd of July. The coming week has low pressure around ice and green, high pressure in the Atlantic, winds coming in from the west or northwesterly direction. So, it's going to be showery, especially so for the north and the west. Now, week 2 looks unsettled. This is before to the 10th of July, with low pressure then over the northern half of the country. That will bring rain even down into the south. So certainly the first 10 days or so of July looking quite unsettled and cooler. However, it doesn't last. This is week 3, which will be the 11th to the 17th of July. Heights just generally rising in the North Atlantic and over continent as well. It's quite a bizarre pattern, but I think the main takeaway is that heights are beginning to build back up again. So probably transitioning by the middle of July to higher pressure. And then week 4 will be the 18th to the 24th of July, with high pressure then across central parts of Europe. Low pressure is out to our west. Could that be bringing up a southerly flow? If it does, that will bring hot air up from the south, and with the low pressures in the Atlantic, potentially might trigger some thunderstorms. So later on into July, could we get those hot southerlies back? We shall see. Time will tell. Okay, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe, and show it to everybody. For doing that, drop a comment. Let's know what you think about this, all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. We thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. for us. Right, I just tell you, coming up tomorrow, we're going to have the 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. We will have the extended USA forecast. And if all that was not going to be live streaming at 6 p.m, we'll live stream our 10 to 14 days. So I shall see you tomorrow evening at 6, hopefully, for our 10 to 14 day live stream. But for this one, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and bye for now.